So let's see. Mission here, we're in charge of a small Union army consisting of 6 units. The opposing Confederate army is in the minority, it's only 3 units in size. So obviously we defeat the enemy to win. Alright, so it's an overview of the battlefield. Units in their position indicated by icons. Alright, so we have 1 artillery, 3 infantry, 2 cavalry. Whereas the Confederate army is 1 unit of each type. So we have the fog of war in this game. Map's currently displayed in strategic view. Switch to medium view. Okay. In the historic battles, you can zoom in on the area of your choice. Alright, so this is your thumb and index finger too. Alright, so this just uses kind of like multitasking, or normal iOS gestures to zoom in and zoom out. So now we're zoomed in all the way. Alright, so before we start the actual battle, let's have a look at the right bottom of the screen. So that's the current day, round, and phase of the game. Each day is divided into 6 rounds. Okay. So each round consists of 2 turns, 1 for each side. Makes sense. This seems very standard so far. Turn consists of 2 phases, starting with the movement phase followed by combat phase. Alright. So let's have a look at the piece of artillery. So again, this seems pretty standard so far. So artillery, slow unit, high firepower, obviously vulnerable up close. Alright, and it has to be protected by other units, so it seems to make sense. So let's tap it to select it. Unit is selected, panel appears on the top right screen showing all information. Alright, cool. Alright, so this is showing me where I can move, which is basically 1 hex tile, which makes sense. So we'll move it back to these trees, I guess. The artillery is moved, you can see the passage is not yet entirely covered. Alright, so now we select the cavalry unit on the left. Alright, so his range is way greater, which obviously makes sense. So no unit can move through its army. Now we can cover our artillery unit from the other infantry completely. Okay, so tap on the area between the selected cavalry unit and the Confederate infantry unit. Alright, so I guess we just want to one up here. Okay. Right, so tap on the area between the selected cavalry unit and the Confederate infantry. Oh, alright. Alright, so the enemy infantry is now surrounded by 2 of your units. Alright, so it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons rules here, where the more supporting people you have around the dude, the more bonus you get. So tap on the right most infantry unit to select it. Alright, now we'll move him over here. He has decent speed and firepower, so it seems like the infantry units are kind of like the jack of all trades here. Side of change, movement range is limited by the range of vision of the army. Alright, so we can't march into obscure territory, that makes sense. There's one issue left in attention, where infantry units on the left side of the screen is under cavalry attack. Alright, so that's this guy. So we're going to move him to the next south hill, which increases my defense. So, again, pretty standard. We've moved all the units, we can do this turn, there's 3 units left if we move, but these units are already in place, so in phase here in the bottom right. Alright, so all units available during the first combat phase are displayed in color, the appropriate defense values are highlighted. Cool, so obviously artillery goes farther, so range of 3 hexes. Attack the enemy and chase the hex, the enemy has an opportunity to fight back. Alright, so we'll tap on the northern artillery here. And then Confederate dude. And tap again for an attack. Alright, so this is the actual battle here. I guess nothing fancy is happening. Actual battle takes place in order to determine the total score of 2 sides. I'll turn down the sound, sorry about that. There we go, that should be way better. Now the actual battle takes place, determine the score of the 2 sides. A random event takes place on each side that results in a bonus of penalty. Let's see, leftmost rise of one fighter total hacks. So wins battle. Alright. Tap the leftmost cavalry unit to continue the battle. Alright. So again, we're fighting here. So now we're in command. So basically the game's just like handing me the the reins here. Just totally surrounding this guy, so he's gonna die. It's kind of interesting how morale is a stat in this. Alright, so end of combat. They're gonna make their movement now. Back there. Alright. So round 2 of 6 here. I guess it makes sense to move all my dudes up and once again surround these guys. That seemed to work out pretty well before. Let's see. Question is, how much can I surround them? So if I move this guy here, cavalry up here. Oh, they have an artillery, huh? Well, I knew that from the beginning, I guess. This guy up here, and then the infantry dude over here. Done all my movements, so now we get combat phase. Should basically own this dude with the artillery. So he's dead. And then we'll go nuts fighting the other cavalry. That's all we can do. So let's see what the Confederate army does. Basically just running away. Except they're attacking with their artillery, which I mean, that makes sense. So seems like I should. Well, I guess I can't get any dudes in range of the artillery, but I definitely can take out the cavalry. Let's see. Move up here. Move up here. Go on the back here. Alright, I don't think my artillery is going to be in range of anything here. Oh, it is. Alright, cool. So none of my dudes can attack, so it switches back to their turn. It's going to kill my infantry. My movement phase. We're basically just going to surround the artillery and destroy it. Point and move with these guys as well. Alright. So I've said it before, but if this is the first time you're watching the stream, we stream exclusively iOS stuff. Try to stream every day. These are all brand new games that aren't released in the New Zealand App Store yet. If you're curious about what we're going to stream, just check out toucharcade.com. The first story will have the whole list and everything like that in it. So I guess statistics, I lost no units, they lost all their units. So that's cool. Alright, well, these games are kind of tricky to stream because they aren't very action-oriented. And, I don't know, not very good at strategy games. So let's just go through the options here, see what there is to see. This is kind of on the cheaper side for a turn-based strategy game like this, so that's worth considering. So let's see here. So we have the ability to play against the AI, and or pass and play, or game center, I guess. So we have online multiplayer. That's kind of cool. So a bunch of different options for playing against people. Otherwise, Like a lot of these games, they kind of go to various historical stuff. So, like for instance, if we want to play the Battle of Gettysburg, we could. Oh no, I don't want to play against someone on Game Center. Oh, so that's kind of cool actually. So if I select Game Center here, and then go back to the main menu, I guess I can do a historical battle against a real person. I don't know, but that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's Battlefield Civil War. There's a bunch of these kind of strategy games on the App Store. They're all kind of rough around the edges, but I don't know. I think that's okay.